over at Fox News. Rick Scott has become a regular. He's made over 30 appearances, 38 actually, weekday appearances on Fox News since Joe Biden took office, high-profile appearances. Senator Rick Scott, also known as Skeletor, is the fellow who ran a big hospital group out of Florida that was convicted of the largest Medicare fraud in the history of America. He took his millions from that gig and ran for governor of Florida, was the governor for 8 years, where he consistently, year after year, prevented Florida from taking Medicaid funds, from the federal government to expand Medicaid so that low-income working people could get health insurance. The same Rick Scott. He then took his millions and leveraged himself into the United States Senate, where he and Marco Rubio are the two Republican senators from Florida, the only two senators the state has in the United States Senate, where he now is running for president. This guy, I mean, he hasn't declared he's running for president, but this guy clearly wants to be president. He is, by the way, the head of the Republican Senatorial Campaign Committee. And as such, as the head of that committee, he's the one who raises tens or hundreds of millions of dollars from wealthy donors and big corporations and funnels that money into the pockets of Republican senators running for re-election. So A, he's got a bunch of Republican senators who are, just desperately in his pocket. And B, he's handling enormous amounts of campaign money from these donors that he's getting to know very, very well, because he's talking to them every day, or quite regularly, as he's raising money for other Republicans running for the Senate, which positions him perfectly to be the guy in 2024 who's going to be the Republican nominee for president. He's also fully and fluently bilingual, Spanish-English. And we are watching in real time. I've been yelling about this on the radio here for years now. This started in a big way at the tail end of the Bush administration, actually, but it really picked up steam when Obama became president in 2009. That right-wingers, wealthy right-wingers, have been leasing radio stations around the country and flipping them Spanish language and putting Spanish language versions of Rush Limbaugh, local versions, on the air. And there are hundreds of these stations now across the United States, and there are some syndicated right-wing Spanish language shows. And the main things that they've been doing is repeating Republican talking points about, Democrats just want to turn your kids gay and support black people and have black people take jobs away from good Hispanic people. And it's all about abortion, keeping in mind that the vast majority of Hispanics are Catholic. So Rick Scott is in a position to, and we've seen the Hispanic vote shift about 10% toward the Republican Party just in the last 4 years. And it's not a guaranteed Democratic vote. And Rick Scott is so fully bilingual, I think this guy would have a really serious chance of becoming president of the United States. And so what does he do? He comes out with his own version of Newt Gingrich's Contract on America. I told you about this last week. But now, raising the stakes, Fox News, MediaMatters.org has this story. The headline, Fox Newsers rally around Rick Scott's radical GOP blueprint. Rick Scott's program would end Social Security and Medicare in 5 years. It would cause the bottom, remember when Mitt Romney pointed out that 47% of Americans don't pay income taxes? 47% of Americans, and it's now over 50%, earn so little money that their income, the standard deduction is greater than their income, that they earn so little money that they don't owe federal income taxes. Now, they do pay Social Security taxes, although Rick Scott wants to do away with that. They do pay Medicare taxes. Rick Scott wants to do away with that. They do pay state and local taxes. They do pay gas tax. They do pay sales tax. They do pay property taxes, whether directly as property owners or indirectly through their rent. They pay, they pay taxes and fees to register their vehicle. They pay all kinds of taxes. But Rick Scott says they need to have skin in the game, which was the argument that we heard in the 1960s from Republicans about why 20% of Medicare should not be, that there should be this 20% hole in Medicare that we fill now with these Medigap policies because people have to have skin in the game. It's just, it's a slogan that is relatively meaningless. But, you know, the Fox News, Laura Ingraham, praised the unabashedly populist plan to end Social Security and Medicare and raise taxes on working class Americans. His plan features a call to treat socialism as a foreign combatant, to an eliminationist treatment of trans people. It promotes the big lie that Democrats want to, quote, destroy our democracy through election rigging, end quote. In other words, black people voting. He wants to bring back austerity politics, you know, the Reaganism, basically. And at the same time that he wants to have, you know, the bottom 47% of Americans economically start paying income taxes, he wants to cut the funding of the IRS and their workforce by 50%. So even the very small number of audits of really rich people that the IRS is able to do right now will just dry up altogether. Laura Ingraham is loving it. Sean Hannity says, quote, I want to applaud you. Yeah, here we are. So get ready. Hang on to your hats and don't say, you know, when Rick Scott pops up as the dark horse Republican candidate and suddenly is in the lead in 2024, don't say I didn't warn you.